Hi, so let's take an overview of Vim. Let me show you a few things that might give you a cool factor for using Vim. And we'll do this quickly, and following episodes will just take a moment to relax and deep dive into each and every thing you'll see here. So basically, I'm looking at a window which is split. I have an editor pane. I can just open file by just pressing enter. And I can also edit code, right? This is very trivial. And I'm moving between windows visually. I'm just going to the right, going to the left. Also, I can navigate within file, just as you would expect. I can go to the top, I can go to the bottom, right, within like a snap. And I can also search. Everything should be very familiar to you already, just that it streamlines. Searching is just hitting slash and typing a word. In this case, this node. They can jump between results by just pressing N. Right? There's no control, whatever. Everything is fluent, so you might start getting a feel of what it is working with Vim. And let me just show you how words work. So if I want to skip word, I just say W. Right? And I'm slowly moving between words. I can back up with B. Right? So you might be thinking, what's the big deal? I have this with control arrows in any kind of editor, right? No, some editors reconfigure that. It's not universally known. So your miles may vary, as they say. But in Vim, it's really W and B and whatever. And let me search again and just playing, right? And pressing N will take me to the next result again and again and again. And back to the top. Now let's take a look at editing strings. All right, so you might have a lot of strings in your code. And the funny thing that everyone is doing to replace the content of this string is like, let me just mark this and hit delete, right? And start typing. This whole procedure is so lengthy, but the actual thing you're doing is editing the string is so fundamental to programming that you might think there has to be a better way. In Vim there is. So we just did this, right? So what I'm saying change in single quote, and Vim translates that to, okay, I know what a string is because I'm a machine. I know where the string starts and ends because I just highlighted it. So it should be fairly easy to take a command to empty out a string, right? This is just starting to scratch the surface of the smarts that Vim brings with it. And in Vim, this is called a movement. So it has its own thing, right? Undo is also as easy as pressing U. In this case, I didn't do anything, so I just added it. And now U just brings this back. So everything is just so, there's no control, there's no combination that will break your fingers. There's no going away to the mouse, doing something, and then going back to the editor window. All of these create context switches that really breaks your line of thought. So let me just garbage out this source code, whatever, make it really ugly, right? So nothing is indented. But now I can tell Vim to mark out the code block and just re-indent it with really a couple keystrokes. This is quite universal to all Vim implementations, and we'll see it in next episodes. Another use case is when I'm like drilling down this function. Let's say I need underscore, right? I want to map whatever lanes and give it a function with a lane, do something, right? But I don't really have underscore in this file. So what I'll do is take my mouse, go back up, right? In this case, I do have underscore, but let's pretend we don't, right? So I'm looking at that, and now I kind of doing an import and underscore from Lodash, which is an implementation of underscore, which is more performance. And now I'm going back down, trying to figure out where I left the code, right? Something with lanes. All right, there it is, right? And if I'm a bit sophisticated, I'm here and I remember that I wrote map, and yeah, what's the chance that I'll have two maps in the code? Let's see, so just one, great, I'm at my place. So there's a better way, right? So let's say, again, I'm in the same kind of condition, don't have underscore here, so I do blah blah map and whatever, but now I'm marking this up, going back up, doing what I want, import whatever, and now I'm going back. So I just set a bookmark and I typed GG, which is skip at the top, dropped my import and just went back to my bookmark. So Command P or Control P, everyone knows this by now, right? This is like an OmniSearch or whatever it's named in any kind of another editor. It used to be Command T in TextMate, but that's what it is now. So Vim has it. And not only that, I can also, let's say I want to open index, right? So just open it and let's go back and open this file, but the CSS file I wanted to open vertically. So everything within this little window is kind of controllable. It can go up and down, and it can do micro operations on this window alone. So it has its own help, its own functionality, and it's very rich, as opposed to a normal, let's say, Command P drop down, fuzzy search, whatever, in any other editor, which only shows you the file and you can just go to the file, right? So moving between splits, and moving visually, I don't have like a command 0, 1, or 2 for this and this and that, right? I'm just moving as I see it, which is a lot of fun. I'm just feeling like I'm traveling between screens. Now I'm just searching for EF, found it, right? I have two fields highlighted, this one. I'm jumping back and forth. And now I can edit the first one, and then I can apply the same edit to the second result by hitting dot. Obviously, I can also do trivial things like go to a line by number, right? So just colon and whatever, number. You can also do operations with a number attached to them. So let's say I want to delete this line, and then that's DD, okay? And now I want to delete 2 lines, so I can either repeat that twice or say 2 DD. So if I do 4 DD, and now I'm gonna hit repeat, which we just saw, it's going to delete a lot faster, right? So think about it this way. You're instructing the editor to do something instead of doing it yourself. Let's jump to some kind of markup. Let's say index HTML, right? So this will be the same for any kind of markup, any kind of structured hierarchical language like a Lisp or a scheme. And let's see where my cursor is at. So it's within the title section, so let's empty it. Change in tag, that's CIT. And let's say now I'm within head, right? So changing tag, and bam, the entire head empties. So this is some kind of a hint of how Vim can edit structured text. And it does this pretty easily, whether it's a small HTML file or a huge HTML file. So it's very common for you to take a look at a HTML file that you can't really see the end of it. You're starting a div, and then the end of the div is like 2,000 lines ahead, but all you want to do is empty the div's content, right? So instead of marking up 2,000 lines, you just do let's take this HTML content, right? CIT, changing tag, and bam, it's empty. The last thing I want to show you is a plugin, right? There's a ton of plugins for Vim, and there's a huge ecosystem, and it's good and bad. It's good because you have a ton of options. It's bad because easily enough you can overload your editor. So it's true that Atom has its own and IntelliJ has its own. So that's why I didn't focus on plugins. It's a bit unfair to the process of showing you an editor. Vim is not about plugins, it's about Vim, what you just saw, the mindset and the way you edit code. So this plugin is called Easy Motion, and what it does is gives you an easy motion around your code. So right now we just instructed Vim to go easy motion on this file, and it just uniquely marked with letters and colors the checkpoints I can go to. So let's say I want to go to, what was that? Attach to lane. So again, attach to lane is this, right? I'll just jump there. So again, let's go to one of the imports, right? Just hit C. And that's quite comfortable, although I find that I use search a lot. So if I want to jump to the detach part, just search detach, bam, I'm there. So thanks for now. I just did a brief overview of Vim. There's a ton more to learn, a ton more to see. I just took what I thought was the landmarks of how I learned. I use these things all the time. None of this is like something you use once and has a cool factor, just one show. And next episodes, we're going to go deep dive into each one of these, and I hope to give you small bites you can learn bit by bit and improve your learning. But next episode is going to be about Atom. Instead of starting up and letting you configure Vim and just digging a hole for yourself, we're going to start off easy with Atom. We're going to give it a Vim mode. It's going to be just like Vim, and it will be fun, and you'll be able to do a lot of things that I'm doing here, and just look at it as a great editor with training wheels. And once you're ready, once you feel you're mastering Vim, we'll dive in and take an actual Vim, configure it, and who knows, maybe you'll decide, okay, I'll stay with Atom, but I'll still do Vim within Atom. We'll also take a look at Xcode. In the very same way, we'll take a look at IntelliJ, which has a great Vim add-on. And as I said, we'll take a look at Atom. So you'll cover all bases. You have Vim when you're working on servers or just editing code. You'll have Xcode when you're doing iOS apps. You'll have IntelliJ or Android Studio when you're doing Android. And you'll have Atom when you decide that, I don't know, Vim as an editor is not for you, but Atom is great for you, right? So we'll see you next time. Thanks.